This is Regina's Rabbit Hole, Siren Buddha Medicine, Talk Therapy. I want to talk to you about ascension and some of the changes that I've been going through. This is for other people like me because this is really trippy, and I wouldn't want to wish this on anyone who doesn't have a navigator, doesn't know what is going on. It's just so wild. Okay, so what's been going on for a while now? I've been having these body changes. Not only is it strange to be a woman of my age with different interests and abilities contrary to the norm, but I also feel like I am kind of going backwards. It's weird. Genetically, I'm having all these weird changes that I don't have anybody to talk to about. So if this is you, it's part of the ascension. So all I know at the moment with this particular part is hands and feet. Hands and feet are Tauruses and gateways. My entire body is going through this phenomenal change, but in particular, I notice my hands and feet. Now I do the pressure points to activate and help deal with it. We use the reflexology, deep body breathing, meditation, research, your portholes, your hands. There are so many different phenomenal things that are going on with the hands. Fingerprints, your blood type, RH negative or AB negative blood types. Okay, so that's one thing. I have this burning sensation in my fingertips and hands. All kinds of different sensations in my hands and feet, which I use the Kundalini energy, deep body breathing and stuff like that to cope with. It's getting stronger. As the sun changed, my body seems to be changing more and responding more to this so-called sun of ours. Also, the air and visions have increased. They're wild. Like, it's one thing to be dreaming and lucid dreaming, but I was always like a daywalker where I would have visions awake, which is also different in the conscious community. I found a lot like us. At one point, I would dream all the time, lucid dream all the time, and I would write my dreams down in the journal. And one of the things that they talk about in esoteric community is how when you unload your dreams, there's a period of time when you might not be able to go back in and lucid dream. And I really did have that problem. Like, I unloaded like 10 years worth of dreams I had journaled about 10 years ago. And since then, about 8 to 10 years ago, since then I've been having difficulty dreaming like that and journaling them back. So that is a process to something that you used to do naturally, to go in and systematically learn how to do it when it was just natural. Like having a stroke and having to learn all over again, probably how to walk and talk and, you know, things like that. It's strange. So my visions, why I'm tripping, it's different. It's a place where like I'm visiting or something waking up inside. I actually had a dream. I was almost like, I don't even want to talk about it. I was with some people and we were in this dark place, like a cave or something. and we were trying to get out through this doorway. Maybe like you roll away a stone in my mind. And something was trying to keep us in, but we got out anyway. It didn't matter if they closed the door because we went through it. It was like a veil or a wall pushed or penetrated. After I had that dream, I left my situation. I'm in a place for women. It's awful, but I'm very grateful for it. Lots of different personalities and stuff, new environment. And it's like you leave one stressful situation and transition in order to get better. Sometimes things get a little worse. So anyway, while I'm here, I'm having these other visions started kicking in. And I was in this water or ocean. It was dark. And I was being pulled under, and this is like why I'm awake, but I'm feeling like I'm asleep. So it's like trippy, right? I can see it now. This other place in me where I was being sucked down, 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 down into the deep, dark abyss. Like water, like night, sort of. Sinking, 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 like reminding me of some type of hypnotism vision. But I'm awake and I'm seeing and feeling myself drop, drop, drop down into the deep, dark abyss, right? So as I drop, feel this torus field like a and rise. So am I sinking or am I rising? So I'm sinking, sinking, sinking. And then I rose. When I rose, I saw like, it looked like the Taj Mahal, where they have the tops of the buildings where they're round, but also pointed, like the ancient building tops. It was regal and surreal and someplace in the clouds, someplace in the sky, but it was like, it wasn't the blacks or the dark of the ocean. It was more like the browns, and goldish browns are the sand, like a sandy color in the sky. And if I spend time there, I suppose I can get more details, but I'm trying to get a grip on it, that I'm actually experiencing this in the first place, right? So now I have these new spaces that opened up that I'm actually like, I can see them right now. I'm there and I'm here. But I was already having other places where I was there and I'm here. But this place is like, it's like a pop, a snap, and something, just a little bit more of the dimension that was once only imagination, or I thought was only imagination, or other worlds that I'm part of already, because there was already these other dimensions that I'm not even talking about that I was connected to. This is a whole nother thing that popped open that I'm dealing with while I'm in transition. So, burning hands and feet, tingling, energy, lots of energy in the body, cold, like, do you know when they say spirits come in the room, you can feel like a coolness? Sometimes I can feel those kind of aspects. Like my hands are cold right now, my tips of my fingers are cold, and I can sense the spiritual energy around us, our ancestors. It's like the light code frequency speaking to me more often, and activated to the point where it's surreal. When I go places, like I was standing by the ocean and there's this giant entity there, and it felt like whoa, like I wanted to say dark, but it's not dark. It is what it is, and all energies have two sides to it, but it was big, and it was I'm trying to look for a word for it. There. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like somebody standing in the room in front of you. The presence is like so thick, and it is humongous, like big as a city or state entity. And you can't see it, but you can feel it all around you, like our air, things coming alive, the chi coming alive at different dimensions and aspects of this chi energy. That's our ancestors, that is us, that is our creator. Different dimensions opening up. So, and on top of that, I still have to deal with gang stalking, government gang stalking, terrorism. This is the book I'm checking out right now. It's called Project Soul Catcher. Declassified. Not allowed to make videos or show pictures and stuff while I'm here. So that is what put a damper on the informations that I've been giving out to you family. Doing my best from where I am, making the transition. That's what I can do. The best thing I can do is to fine-tune myself so that whatever is being filtered through me is being filtered in the way that I choose, and not from my counterproductive experiences. It needs to be filtered and changed. And Taurus fields change energy, like your solar plexus and your hands and feet, and even your noodle. The nickname my daughters gave me is Noodle. Everything is embedded and coded. They call me Moo Moo, my daughters, and they call me Noodle. I miss them. But the best thing I can do for them is to fix more of me. And I'm doing my very best. I don't claim to understand every single aspect of what I'm going through. The more I study the tree of life and the universal laws and the different spiritual sciences, Kundalini energy, and change things about myself, the deeper I get into this rabbit hole. But it's not like I was calling anything to me. I'm already being what I am. I'm just decoding it and acknowledging it. And the more I acknowledge what it is that I actually am, the more I realize that there are people who weren't like this that were trying to get it, that weren't us. Like, there's different aspects to this thing. Like, there's some people who are it naturally, and then there's some people that can be brought into the fold. There's some people who have it naturally that reject it and use it for counterproductive reasons than for community and for healing and for learning, to build and to help us heal, to grow. They're using it for power and control in an adversive way, obviously. Our ancient sciences and knowledges have been used in a there is just so much of it. There are just so many aspects to being at this time. So if you're into this and you're learning about free energy, technology, government conspiracy, Toreto fields, vortex math, vortex energy, Tesla stuff, all of that, most likely, I don't want to say most likely, but there is a chance that you can end up being a targeted individual, which falls under human trafficking, because they want to know how you think. They want to keep track of you, and you fall into like a piecemeal. Different aspects of you are being fed into a computer. And this computer, this CERN, this quantum D-wave mechanics computer, is the AI system that is updated. It's an updated system of a system that they were already using to control people. And we are computers. Yes, we are computers. We work like computers. We are organic material, whereas they're using man-made materials to duplicate what it is our Creator already does, or allowed us to do as organic beings. So what they do for scientific purposes and to be able to control the populace is find out ways to be able to manage the thinking of the thinkers. If you study human design, you'll see how this grid kind of fits together with collective consciousness. And if you can control that and funnel it, what? That's where the hot mess is right now. And the control is right now growing and changing. And there's a spiritual war going on, y'all. You can feel it all around you, depending on what kind of being you are. And going through this ascension process is an awakening, an awareness, mingling, mating with our energies, with our ancient selves, with our deeper truths, with our deeper selves, with our shadows, and with our light, with our positive and negative aspects, right? We're changing and growing. This is the spiritual war. It starts inside and emulates outside. Each one teach one. Each one ripples and affects one. That's where, if you heard anything in this conversation that you don't know, look it up. Things like vortex math and human trafficking and targeted individual and human design, Kundalini energy, okay? Much love to you and yours. This is Siren Buddha Medicine, Regina's Rabbit Hole, and I'm out. And I'll be back with you as soon as, reporting when I can and when I'm able to make videos again in a home where I will be treating myself much more loving, because the God in me, the Creator in me, does not want to accept any less. I must honor our Creator, and they're kind enough to give me this body and this mind and this heart. The least I could do is learn to take care of it, right? And honor it and appreciate it better. So that's what I'm doing, is honoring the vessel that our Creator gave me and not allowing it to be harmed. I'm not agreeing. I'm not consenting to being mistreated by anyone anymore for any purposes. Because this vehicle, I'm grateful, inhabits the spirits of our ancestors and lots of stuff that I've been grateful to be gifted with, to be gifted with. And I'm grateful. And so a different approach, a different angle on these spaces that are difficult to travel, odd and uncomfortable, but yet I am totally willing because I am so freaking blessed, grateful. Yeah, blessed as in blood. Look up RNA, DNA, A and B, positive and negative blood, and how that affects consciousness and people awakening. There's so many different aspects to this. Okay? So, just to throw in there on a side note, right now I've been studying, been checking out Joseph and Daniel, the book of Joseph and the book of Daniel. There are positive and negative aspects in everything. It's the way that we look at it and the way that we perceive the information. And so check that out. Fruits of the Spirit, things that were done to us, are ancient knowledges and spiritual sciences that were hijacked, taken, and redistributed. But this is a different time. So, fruits of the Spirit. We are achieving and maintaining the fruits of the Spirit. Don't give them away. And well, what I mean is it's living energy. The fruits of the Spirit, like just learning how to get to know them and appreciate who we are as a people. All right, much love to you and yours. I'm out.